Hello, carers and thrivers. Welcome to my new first real live YouTube on this topic that is so dear to my heart, caregivers. So you must be wondering, well, who am I? Well, may have given I gave a little introductory teaser 2 days ago to let you know that I'm going to be joining November 3rd in this wonderful month where we honor caregivers and just to chat a little bit, share in this community on the challenges, the joys, the frustrations of caregivers who, in my opinion, we are just the unsung heroes and those who really have a harder job to do are those who have to work either part time or full time, and also have to be taking care of a loved one. And that's challenging enough if that loved one may have a physical ailment. But what if it's Alzheimer's? What if it's mood swings? What if it's just the changes that happen with age? So, if we haven't met before, my name is Lana. I am a registered practicing general practitioner. And I'm also a specialist gerontologist. What is that? So, a gerontologist is someone who basically deals with all things aging, with the older person. Now, we said this is a channel for caregivers. So, where is the older person in there? Well, that's the person you're taking care of most of the time. And in that sense, you are key. Caregivers are key to all that happens. Even though maybe the doctor would coordinate, as a gerontologist, have to coordinate and be the feeder for everyone, the dentist, the physiotherapist, the medication, the advice on exercise, all of that, policies on environmental care, changing the environment, changing the discrimination on aging, changing the conversation on aging. None of that can be done without involving the key to that, and that's the caregiver. But not only that, as a daughter of some 20 years and just watching the world turn upside down, especially with since the pandemic, but over the last couple of years, several years, it's just been a concern watching caregivers really have the burden of balancing the two. Balancing, how do you balance your life and work with this responsibility that has fallen into your hands? No, I'm no expert on the actual of years of caregiving. Many of you will know likely more than I do. And so I welcome this to be a community where we're going to share. You share your joys, share your challenges, share your own tips, even as I've learned tips from wonderful caregivers and have had to go through the process of that mental and emotional change of looking at the person, the older person who may have been an uncle, a dear uncle, grandmother, mother, father, who was our, uh, who took care of us. And now it seems that it's reversed. Has it reversed? Has it now turned into us being the ones that have to do the job now? Well, yeah, but that change sometimes, if it's sudden, will change in at any rate to something that is something that the human families will we really have to get used to. It takes us some time, doesn't it? So my intention here with this channel, this new channel on what I like to call caring and Thriving with Dr. Lana is not meant to be, oh, here's another doctor now. She's going to tell me all about, oh, get your rest, drink some water, don't worry about it, call a friend. No, no, no. You know, I know that'll work. It don't work. We're just so tired at the beginning of a day, in the middle of a day, especially if you get a call at the end of a day. What is there left? What do you have left? You feel as though you're being tugged at both ends and then burnt in the middle. And so caregivers are often exhausted. I think that's probably the top um, concern. And if we look at statistics, although I don't want to bog you down in statistics, the American Association of Retired Persons has brought out some shocking statistics in the last couple of years, especially with the pandemic and all that that brought with it, showing that up to more than half caregivers have had to either go part-time, quit their job, evidently we're disturbing Phoenix's rest, but he loves this. He's listening on too. So hi Phoenix. What's happening with caregivers? Over half of them are having to switch their entire lives, switch up their jobs. You may have had to have challenges with your boss. You may have had to have challenges with family. Oh boy, does that bring its own challenges, hasn't it? But this is not a channel. This is a channel not for whinging, not for complaining. Yes, share your challenges, share your joys. I'm happy to take to see. I want to see what's going on in your lives. To know that I am not alone and to let others know that they're not alone in this challenge, well, that would be super. That would just be the icing on top of this wonderful cake of caregiving. So, again, I'm here primarily with the intention to transform us caregivers, transform you from, or help you really to transform you into empowerment and not exhaustion, which is where most of us are, let's face it. Even talking to persons who are caregivers, the exhaustion, oh boy. So we're going to go a bit into more of that. This is just episode 1, S1E1, season 1, episode 1. And I'm just bringing it out there for you to live your best life, for you to feel empowered and not isolated, empowered and not exhausted, empowered and not frustrated, empowered and not knowing what to do next, but mostly empowered to take care of ourselves. How many times have we heard, put your oxygen mask on first? Take care of ourselves, yourself first. Leave in the comments, leave in the chats. What has been your greatest challenge? What has been your greatest frustration? When we talk about caregiving and all the challenges, let's show up. Let's show up with our skills, with a new way of thinking about it. It's a responsibility and not a burden. It's a responsibility. And actually, there are statistics really great, again, from that beautiful association that does show that surprisingly, most caregivers do, if you really dig deep, say they've learned more from it. They've learned and grown more as a person. It can actually scale you into being a better business person because you've got quick decisions to make. So we're going to talk about a whole set of topics that you may be challenged in the the next episode, sorry, whether it's depression or it's how to enlist others to help, how to delegate authority, how to take time out, how to sleep. Find the time to really do that. Take care of your nutrition, take care of your exercise. The better you show up, we show up, the better we can do and balance both of those roles. And so I hope I was able to inspire you. I certainly have felt pumped by the energy that I know is out there. To be a voice for the voiceless, to speak to this topic of caregiving, to help when older persons are aging in place, older relatives, that we bond even closer. So that's it for me for today. Just introducing myself, my intention. You figured out who I am. I'll remind you next time I come. It was a fantastic time. I have enjoyed this so much. All things aging, all things for caregivers. Present your topic, share, make this a community where we become empowered. Fantastic talking to you. I'm so thrilled. I'm so bubbling up. I'm losing my train of thought of what I wanted to say. But what I want to do lastly, in these last few seconds, is to encourage you to like, subscribe, and join me in this journey where we become empowered. That picture you would have seen at the thumbnail, if you saw it, that's me and my grand. She is now in her 19. And when I think of what she's done, when I think of the woman she's helped me to become, it blows my mind of the person she was. And so to do the best we can for them, that's the goal. So until then, first call to action. What are you going to do? What is your joy? What is your skill? What is your pain point? Let's talk about that in the next topic. Look out next week. If 10 p.m. suits you, I'll be jumping in 10 p.m. on a Thursday, because that may be the time you get to unwind. And the next one, we're going to talk about that first and greatest, more than 60%, some studies say, caregivers have the biggest challenge with, and that is finding enough time for rest and sleep. So until next time, this has been Care and Thrive with Dr. Lana, right here. All the best to you, and I will see you. And until then, thrive, smile, and thrive. Bye bye. And thank you.